Hey everyone, I'm Alex. I'm a nurse and I'm a new mom of a daughter who is just shy of 6 months old now. And today we went to the hospital to get an EEG, so an electroencephalogram. I just wanted to share a little bit my experience at the hospital and what the test entailed and how I sort of prepped my daughter for the test. What the experience was like during the test and what the results were. If you clicked on this video, it's probably because your child is scheduled for an EEG, or maybe you're noticing some neurological symptoms and you're wondering if they're normal or abnormal. So in this video, I am going to talk about my experience, but in no way does this replace medical advice. If you're worried about your kid, definitely talk with their doctor or whoever's following your child. I am a nurse, but I am in no way, specialized in neurology or pediatrics. So this is really just my point of view and my experience with my daughter. Basically, some of the symptoms she was having is for 3 months, so 2 months old to 5 months old, she was having this like very jerky movement with her right arm, super extended, up and down multiple times, and then multiple times a day. And it wasn't really just when she was excited or just when she was eating. It was sort of random. I couldn't pinpoint like, oh, she usually does that when she does this. Yeah, so I just explained the symptoms to her, and to be honest, I wasn't particularly worried about it. It's not like she was unconscious when it was happening. It's not like it wasn't generalized at all. I've seen seizures happen before. I really wasn't that concerned. I just figured I'll mention it to the doctor because, I don't know, what if a couple months from now it changes or it gets worse? At least we'll be able to know about it and keep an eye on it. But it turns out she wanted to do an EEG. She said, there could be what she called focal seizures, so just like one limb. So she referred me to a neurologist at the Children's Hospital, and they did an EEG within a week, which is shocking given our wonderful public healthcare system here. I was expecting to wait a lot longer for that. They told me that she had to sort of be tired when she arrived, which I was like, oh shit, like she always sleeps in the car. So I don't know how that's gonna work. So I ended up going to the hospital a bit earlier, and I walked around like where I was working. I saw some old colleagues. So we sort of stimulated her and hung out with the baby a little bit. And then I brought her over to the children's side when she was ready for her test. I also kind of withheld a little bit of milk this morning. Like obviously I fed her when she woke up. I fed her before we left, but probably like by the time we got there, I would have fed her again, which I didn't, and I just sort of kept that for right before the test, and during the test I was feeding her and she fell right asleep, so that was a good choice in the end. It wasn't very long. They told me an hour for the test, but it turned out it was probably about 45 minutes once everything was done. I think the hour includes them putting the probes on the head. So I arrived and the technician came to get us and asked me a little bit like why the doctor would have ordered that test, just to get a bit of an idea, a history herself. And then she swaddled my baby. So my baby hates being swaddled. So I was like, oh no. She did that because they had to restrain her, right? Placed a bunch of probes on each side of her head. She was really good. Like she, wrapped up her head too to not have any of the probes move. And Lucy hated it. She cried the whole time, but that's okay. It's such is life. It's not painful at all. There's like a little gel that they put on the scalp and stick the probe, and they cover it with like a little gauze. So it's not painful. They're not injecting anything. They're also not stimulating. They're not using any electricity or any, radiation or anything like that. It's really just measuring the conductivity and electrical conductivity of her brain. Yeah, so then she was able to sleep for the first maybe 20 minutes of the test, maybe 30 minutes, and then she came back in, and then she did some extra tests while she was awake with light. So she was using light to stimulate her, which apparently there's no danger for their eyes or anything like that. And Lucy's waking up. So she did that for about 5-10 minutes, got some readings there, and then yeah, that was pretty much it. The test was done after that, and then we just waited to see the neurologist. She's awake. He started by saying that everything was fine, so that was great. He said they didn't see any seizure activity, or you know, all brain activity was normal, so that's great. He still did a full physical assessment on her, you know, asked a lot of questions also about her history, about all her gross motor skills, her fine motor skills, and essentially just reassured me. Yeah, that was basically our experience with the EEG. It was a positive experience. Thank God she's okay and everything's fine, which is, to be honest, what I was expecting. And yeah, if you're a parent out there who has a sick child, or if you're going for an EEG because there's really a lot worse symptoms than my daughter was having, I just really feel for you. I mean, I can't imagine. I was going into the hospital not being so fearful about the test results, just because of the, you know, lightness of the symptoms she was having. And I can't imagine going into it feeling afraid of the results, like I'm sure some of you are. So yeah, I really feel for you, and I'm sorry that you're going through that. And I really hope that it turns out well for you, and I hope that you get the care that you need, that you deserve, and that your child deserves. Yeah, so write down in the comments below if you've had to go through the same